I don't think you're going to see another game like that for a long time.
All right, we're underway now in the third quarter. Chicago with the ball in the Memphis zone on the near point. Alonso playing it around top of the slot to Vossmeyer. Now the far side, Granitza into the corner, and Ficus into the box, right through the open goal mouth to the near corner. Again, the Americans opening the third quarter with Matt O'Sullivan in the penalty box, serving a holding penalty. He's now got 1:27 to go. In the far corner, Charlie Ficus shot through the open goal mouth, cleared away by Dorr. Up to Steve Long. The Roadrunner's on the move, but it's taken right away on a good tackle by Vossmeyer. Beating to Ficus. Ficus in the corner, shot easily. Saved by Bill Mishalow. Mish just lobs it out to midfield off the near boards for Stevie Long. The Roadrunner is always dangerous in these situations. Stevie has it taken away, though, by Vossmeyer. 1:02 to go in the penalty to Matt O'Sullivan. Americans lead by 3. Here comes Chicago into the Memphis zone. Up the middle, Vossmeyer drive. Granitza saved by Mishalow, who goes down to his left side to make the grab on the real hot rolling shot. Here's Long again to the Chicago zone. Long on the near boards. Stevie trying to eat up the clock. Gives it off the door. Back to Long. Off his foot, though, right to Charlie Ficus. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Vossmeyer now to the Memphis zone for Chicago. Gives it Granitza to Ficus in the far corner. Ficus back off on the wing. Granitza centering, top of the slot. Vossmeyer shot off the near post as Mishalow was screened on the play by Alonso. 19 seconds to go. Espinosa with the ball, a long drive and a save by Nogueira as he had to go down to his right side to stop the rolling shot. He throws it out the midfield. Alonso giving it off now to Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer over the red line up the middle. Giving it off Granitza, drive, missing high and wide near side. Alonso a drive, and look out, everybody. That one is about the highest I've seen here, almost all the way up to the top row of the balcony.
I think that one ties Bernd Holzenbein shot from 2 weeks ago.
By the way, I think it was Derek, was it Simonton or Spaulding? I think it was Spaulding, they said, last night in Chicago, hit the roof of the Chicago Stadium. That's got to be a record. The penalty, by the way, to Matt O'Sullivan has expired. Both teams now at full and equal strength. The Americans have now given up goals in only 16 of 40 previous penalty situations. Mike Garrett at midfield has to go off his foot too hard, taken away by Chicago. Margetic in the Memphis zone to the far point and Cho. Cho working his way in, drive wide to the near side. Onto the near boards, taken by Ryan, gives it off to Margetic. Margetic in the slot. Dishes it off far side, drive by 12 and save by Mishalow. It comes down in the far corner. Cho battling with Kunovac. Kunovac comes away with the ball. Feeding for Garrett, but overleading him. Taken by Ryan. Taken right back by Allison and right back by Ryan. Ryan has it knocked away by Kunovac. Loose ball kept in the zone, though, by Mike Twelman. To Margetic. Margetic on the near point. Works to the slot. Margetic around to the far side. Stops. Knocked away by Garrett and taken by Allison. Allison along the near boards, passing to Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic crossing it to Garrett, a header to the near side. Kunovac, a shot, saved by Nogueira, and the rebound goes right by Garrett. But Mike retreats, gets it off to Stamenkovic. Near the near point, Sosnitsa. Sosnitsa to Stamenkovic, passed it right to Rudy Glen. Out to midfield to Margetic on the near boards. High crossing up to the red line of Memphis and Glen. His pass to Ryan, taken away by Sosnitsa. And Mishalow throws it downfield for Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic in the Chicago zone down the near side. Stamenkovic around top of the box. Shot broken up. Rebound to Garrett. Garrett controls, gives to Stan. Knocked away from him, though, by Spaulding, and a foul is called. Nope, no foul. Thought I heard a whistle. Margetic into the Memphis zone down the near side. Angles to the top of the box. Tipped away by Sosnitsa. Up into the air. Out to midfield. But it's controlled by the Sting. Hall up to the Memphis red line to Twelman. Sting has really controlled the pace of the third quarter so far. 11:18 to go in the third quarter. Americans lead at 4-1. Margetic in on Mishalow. Bouncing shot off the boards just right of the net. As the net was open, Mishalow came out to break up the play. The ball got by Mish and bounced harmlessly off the boards. Midfield play, Stan Stamenkovic. Crossing far side to Allison. Allison through the circle, giving it off to Kuno. One touch back to Allison. Stevie down the near side, shot up into the crowd. Couldn't get a good right footer away as he was actually going away from the net into the near corner. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Victor Nogueira. 10:50 to go in the third quarter. Americans lead it by 3.
That run by Stevie Allison was very important. It's something that the Americans constantly need to do, and that's send the backs when the opportunity is right through, because a team like Chicago and every team in the league looks for Stan. And so their eyes are riveted on Stamenkovic at that point, and if the backs can make their runs through, there's going to be a lot of open gaps for them to take advantage of.
At halftime, the shots were all tied at 17 apiece. Mishalow with 9 saves in the first half. Chicago goalkeepers combined for 8, 6 for Ferner and 2 for Nogueira. The ball kicked up at midfield, up into the crowd, deflected off an Americans player. It'll be Chicago's ball. Putting it in play, Rudy Glen. Headed away by Holzenbein out to midfield, but right to Spaulding. Spaulding, little chip shot up to the near boards. Granitza, volley shot, save. Mishalow, rebound controlled by the Americans. Mish throws it up midfield for Carbagnani. Carbagnani on the near boards. Carbagnani stops and crosses it far side to Holzenbein. One touch off the body of Ficus. Kicked back by Holzenbein, but is taken back. It's called a foul on Holzenbein, by the way, and Chicago puts the ball in play. Rudy Glen dribbling in midfield. Laid pass knocked away by O'Sullivan. Tackled right back away from Holzenbein by Hall. With it is Granitza. Over the red line down the near boards. Ridden off the play by O'Sullivan. Loose ball. Carbagnani gives to Holsey. Holzenbein on the run along the far boards. Tipped from behind by Hall. Right to long, though. Back to Holzenbein on the far point. To the top of the slot to O'Sullivan. He is tripped up by Glen. Nothing is called.
That's incredible. That's probably one of the worst fouls I've seen all year.
Glen never had a piece of the ball, and he really upended Matt O'Sullivan, and nothing was called, and the Americans fans are up on their feet. And to compound insult to injury, they've just called a foul on the Americans. Chicago gets the ball back. Rudy Glen slowly in his own zone. Bouncing pass taken away by Holzenbein right to Stevie Long. Stevie giving it to Holzenbein, a little too hard off his foot. Taken back by Chicago, tackled away by Jose, but it goes right to Rudy Glen. To Ficus, midfield near boards. 9:34 to go in the third quarter. Americans lead it 4-1. Young Jung Cho, midfield far side, crossing a near side to Glen. One touch ahead to Granitza. Granitza at the red line, along the near boards. Granitza shot broken up by Ficus, his own player. And with it is the Americans. On the run, Holzenbein. Long lead pass, way over leading Long. Nogueira comes out top of the penalty area to swat it away out to midfield. Bret Hall tripped up, taking the ball right away. Tony Carbagnani and a good tackle. Here's a shot by Long and a save by Nogueira. And he controls the rebound. Up it goes to Hall. Hall up to midfield with 8:55 to go in the third quarter. Now it's Vossmeyer at the center circle. Up to the Memphis red line, and Ficus back to Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer rolling past far boards to Bret Hall. Lead pass to Vossmeyer. Give and go. Shot and a save by Mishalow. Rebound in the near corner. Granitza and a save by Mishalow. Great point blank save by Mish as the ball goes up into the crowd. On the near side off the foot of Stan Stamenkovic. Chicago gets it back. Oh, what a clutch save by Bill.
That was a nice save by Mishalow. This is a dangerous part of the game right now, it looks like, for the Americans. As you said, Tom, Chicago coming out and putting the pressure on. They're controlling the ball. And at this point of the game, the Americans have got to put the pressure back on Chicago by getting into their running game, getting back to high-pressure defense, because Chicago's starting to get their rhythm right now. And once they do, they're a dangerous team.
The Americans have the ball at midfield. Ray Kunovac leads Mike Garrett. Garrett on the run down the left side. Garrett on the left wing with the ball. Still has it. Goes around top of the box. Garrett now around to the near side. Gives it out to Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic on the boards. Now twirls around. Still controls. He's back by the red line. He is pushed. Nothing is called. Kicked back by Sosnica to the near corner and Kunovac. Kuno in the sting zone near side. Crossing top of the box, Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic dribbling and lost the handle, taken away by Alonso. Alonso on the run for Chicago. It's 3-on-3. Passing to Margetic. Margetic top of the box. Goes down the near side. Margetic still with the ball. Puts it through the box to the far side. Shaw with a shot. Mishalow out to cut down the angle. Couldn't get a piece of it, but the shot was wide. Garrett with the ball at midfield for the Americans. Garrett over the red line up the middle. A drive up into the crowd.
Mike a little disgusted with himself right then. Had a nice shot from the top of the area and blew it over the top. Henry Sosnica there making a great run from right to left around Mike from behind, which opened up the opportunity for Mike to come right down the center. It was a nice bit of work by Henry.
Chicago has the ball back. 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Vossmeyer on the run over the Americans' red line. Bangs it off the near boards for himself. Mishalow comes out to slide the ball away as Vossmeyer was ridden off the play beautifully by Kunovac. Garrett has it poked away by Mike Twellman up into the crowd. Across the way, and the Americans get the ball back. 7:19 to go in the third quarter. Here at the Mid-South Coliseum, Tom Stalker along with Chris Bartels. At the contest this afternoon, the Americans leading it by 3, 4-1. Stamenkovic has it go off his foot. Stan just turns and flips his head up in the air instead of going back with a soccer ball. The ball batted floor at midfield. With it is Alonso ridden off the play. Taking it away is Mike Garrett. The leads for Mishalow, who kicks it up midfield off the far boards for Mike. Mike lost the handle, taken away by Twellman. Twellman in the far corner. His pass deflected by Allison up over the glass into the crowd. It'll be a corner kick for Chicago in the far corner of the Memphis zone. 6:58 to go. Crowd kind of bored right now, I think. I really think that's the term for it. They haven't had much to cheer about. Margetic with the corner kick. Top of the box, Alonso. Shot up into the crowd. He was open for the shot, too, Chris.
He was. He was wide open at the top of the box. And unfortunately for Ricardo Alonso, he shanked that one into the upper deck again. But as you said, the crowd a little subdued right now. Both teams, I think, playing with heart, but it's a lot of sloppy soccer going on right now. Nobody able to string anything permanent together.
Stamenkovic has the ball, far point, Chicago's own double team. Taking it away is Alonso. Alonso to Margetic, overleading him, Allison. Bangs it off the boards, but he is taken out of the play by Mike Twellman. And Chicago getting a real physical right now. Controls the ball. Margetic, his pass taken right away by Sosnitsa. Sosnitsa on the run over the red line. Into the slot, passing far side. Kuno to Stamenkovic. It's deflected up over the glass. Into the crowd. It'll be a corner kick for the Americans in the near corner. Good drive. Good 3-on-2 break.
That was a good bit of running right there by the Americans, and as you could see, the problems had it caused for Chicago. We were that close to putting that away if the pass was just a little more crisp and on target.
In the near corner, it'll be a corner kick. Stamenkovic will be the trigger man. Out there, Kuno, Matt O'Sullivan. Henry Sosnitsa is right out in front of the net. O'Sullivan out top of the box. Kuno on the near boards. Here comes Carbagnani replacing Sosnitsa. And George Espinoza also on the field for the Americans right now. 6:28 to go, third quarter. Americans lead by 3. Stamenkovic into the box. Kunovac has it as it bounces to the far boards. Gives it to the far corner and Espinoza. Crossing to the near side. Tony Carbagnani takes it off the near boards for himself. Tony still controlling in midfield, now runs back to the center circle and leaves for Holzenbein. The Americans trying to eat up a bit of the clock, I think, as well. Long lead for Stamenkovic, far corner, Chicago's own. Stan, a heel shot and a save by Nogueira. What a blistering heel shot by Stan Stamenkovic, and luckily Nogueira was in the right place at the right time. It hit off his foot.
He was lucky he was in the right position because he had no idea the shot was coming.
5:53 left to go. Stan takes it back in midfield. Stan on Katsoukas. At midfield, crossing it through the circle to O'Sullivan, who leaves it now for Holzenbein. Holzenbein up to the red line and Carbagnani. Tony circles around, sends it down to Steve Long on the far board. Long in the far corner. Long has Katsoukas on his back, turns and shoots and saves. It's saved by Nogueira. It would have went wide to the left side. Nogueira throws it out the midfield for Granitza, but he gets a pass away to Ficus. Ficus rolling pass right through the legs of Steve Long for Katsoukas, taken away by Espinoza. Espinoza on the run over the red line. Up to the middle, passing to Steve Long, overleading him. He is pushed off the play by Nogueira, but Steve has the ball in the corner. Stevie's heel pass off the body of a defender and taken by Bret Hall. Hall on the run over the Memphis red line along the near boards. With him is Espinoza. He bangs the centering pass off the boards. Cleared away by Holzenbein up into the crowd. It'll be a kick in for the Sting on the near boards of the American zone. 5:01 left to go in the third quarter. No scoring in this quarter so far. No penalties either. Katsoukas has shot broken up immediately, and it goes in on Mishalow. He throws it up ahead to Holzenbein. To Stevie Long, 2-on-1. Long to Holsey. Holsey pass down the near side. Shot and a save by Nogueira. As Stevie's pass made Holsey slow up a bit. Didn't let him have the pass in full stride. Holzenbein leading far corner for Carbagnani. Carbagnani, a shot on a save by Nogueira. Loose ball right to Holzenbein. A drive. Broken up by Carbagnani inadvertently. It would have went in the lower right side, too, I think.
Tony couldn't get out of the way. That shot was hit with a little bit of mustard on it.
Ball intercepted in midfield by Holzenbein, but taken right back by Granitza. Up to Hall, off his foot, off the near boards. Hall into the Memphis zone, but ridden off the play. Taking it away is Espinoza. Espinoza passing now to Carbagnani. Crossing far side to Steve Long. Stevie off the boards. Stevie to the corner, shot off the boards. In on Nogueira, he makes the grab. 4:05 to go, third quarter. Granitza getting by Espinoza. Angles to the near boards of the Memphis zone. Passing top of the box right to Espinoza. George clears the zone. Up to Holzenbein. Holding on the near boards. High kick, cross field over the glass, across the way into the crowd. It'll be Chicago's ball on a kick in. 3:50 left to go in the third quarter. The Americans holding on to their 3-goal lead. It is 4-1.
I think Chicago's been pretty lucky so far in this third quarter, even though both teams have played a little shabbily. The Americans have had best of the attempts and have come close a couple of times to putting it away, but some nice saves by Victor Nogueira and some lucky bounces on their part have kept them into this game as far as being 3 goals down.
Ball put in play by Vossmeyer along the far boards for Margetic. Margetic on the run to the Memphis zone, tipped away by Sosnitsa right to Garrett. Garrett lost it, taken by Ryan of Chicago. Puts it off the far boards for Vossmeyer, gets it right back. Out of Vossmeyer to Ryan on the far side. A shot just missing wide on the near side. Ball on the near boards. It's controlled by Chicago at the red line. Vossmeyer puts it top of the box. Margetic, a shot and a save by Mishalow. Margetic has it back. A shot wide far side. Vossmeyer, a shot cleared out of the box by Allison. Now to Kunovac, up to Stamenkovic for Kuno, overleading him by a heck of a lot. And with the ball is Rudy Glen. Glen off the near boards for Mike Twellman. Back to Glen. Long drive, hitting off the boards wide right. Rebound cleared out of there by Sosnitsa. Oh, a wicked rebound of that shot. Just caught everybody by surprise. Margetic has it taken away. Here's Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic leading Sosnitsa. Sosnitsa is stopped by Nogueira, who is 10 feet outside the penalty area. Ball on the far boards. With it is Ryan. 2:45 to go. Twellman at midfield for Chicago. Passing up to the Americans' red line to Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer down the far side. Watched by O'Sullivan. Stops. Gives it off to Margetic. He has to run the track it down. Does so on the near point. Gives it the near corner to Vossmeyer. One touch back to Margetic. Knocked away. Here's a kick by Mike Twellman. Way up into the crowd. There's a break in the action with the score. The Americans 4, Chicago 1. Got to get 3 breaks. Haven't had any yet.
Let's call for an injury timeout.
Me! Ay, Kichko, Kabichko.
Come on, Stan.
Back to action. Stamenkovic has the ball, kicks it up to Ray Kunovac, but up they'll restart it again after Stan was fouled by Mike Twellman. Stamenkovic gives it off now to Henry Sosnitsa, just outside the Americans' red line. He turns and sends it back to Mishalow. 2:03 to go in the third quarter. Americans holding on to the 4-1 lead they had at halftime. Mike Garrett midfield, passing along the near boards up to Stamenkovic. He's bumped from behind. He is held by Rudy Glen, and they call just a foul?
No, they got 2.
2-minute penalty is going to be called against Rudy Glen. The Americans will have a man advantage. There's a break in the action. The score, the Americans 4 and Chicago 1. God, what a hit. What a hit, man. What the hell is he griping about?
Score frustration.
The Americans with a chance to pad their lead. They have the man advantage. Carbognani on the near board. Shot into the box. Knocked away. But controlled by Holzenbein on the far boards. To Stamenkovic, top of the slot. Stamenkovic giving to Carbognani near side. To Kuno in the corner. Back to Carbognani. But goes by him. But he gets it back to Stamenkovic. Now far point Holzenbein. To the corner. Figueredo crossing it over the glass in the near corner. Into the crowd. And Chicago gets it back. As there is 1:33 left to go on the holding penalty to Chicago's Rudy Glen, who went at 13:08. Thrown all the way downfield by Nogueira, controlled by the Americans in their own zone. Mishalow kicks it up ahead now to Ray Kunovac. The Americans have one-man advantage goal already tonight. Here's Stamenkovic, top of the box, a shot and a save by Nogueira. How he got that one, I'll never know. That was a blistering shot, headed for the lower right-hand corner. Somehow Nogueira went down to his left side, got a hand on it. Here's Chicago to the Memphis zone. Near side, Tima, pass off the boards. Shot from a Vossmeyer save by Holzenbein. Rebound pass by Timo off the boards, left of the net. Came out to Vossmeyer. He had an open net, but coming out of nowhere was Holzenbein to make the save. But it'll be a kick-in for Chicago in the far corner. Cho puts it in play to Stamenkovic, right to him. He gives it off to Mishalow. 1:02 left to go on the holding penalty to Rudy Glen of Chicago. Americans with their second man advantage of the game. They scored on the first opportunity. In the Chicago zone, far boards, Holzenbein, a drive up over the glass into the crowd. Another goal kick coming up for Nogueira. I cannot believe that save by Nogueira. That was cat-like moves he just demonstrated there as he just quickly went down and got a hand on it.
That was a beautiful save. When Stan is shooting from the outside and he uses that left foot, you don't know when he's going to let go of the ball because he cocks it so quickly and releases so quickly. And Nogueira just made a great save. There's nothing you can say about it besides being great.
Here's Stamenkovic near side of the box. Lost the ball off a defender, Vossmeyer, and Vossmeyer brings it out to midfield. Leads pass for Cho off the far boards. Cho and out of the Memphis zone, Redden off the play, and the ball taken away by Holzenbein. 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. 24 seconds left to go on the penalty to Rudy Glen. Into the Chicago zone, Stamenkovic, a shot and a goal! Stamenkovic, one-on-one with Victor Nogueira, has put the Americans out in front by 4. A long downfield pass. Stan came down the near side, came in on the near post, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and beat him as the Americans lead it now 5-1. A beautiful goal.
That's what you call a Big Mac goal. Everybody's been screaming Big Mac tonight. Stamenkovic being the Big Mac attack player. And these people are happy right now because they're going to be eating Monday morning. But that was a great shot. He took it with his toe, which again, for a goalkeeper, is very hard for him to anticipate since there's no wind-up. Nogueira was poised, and Stan quickly just towed it past him to the far post off and in. A nice pass by Holzenbein to identify Stamenkovic up alone.
Stamenkovic now with 73 points on the year, 32 of them on goals. The time of the goal, 14:49. There's 2 seconds, 1 second. Stevie Long has the ball at midfield, and the horn goes off, signaling the end of the third quarter. That is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Americans 5 and Chicago 1. Add that extra 30 on this break. Make this a 2-minute break, okay? Add the extra 30. Who got the assist?
Holzenbein.
Night in Los Angeles and concludes Sunday evening in San Diego. We switch ends for the fourth quarter. The Americans going from right to left, and they have the ball right now. Steve Allison at midfield on the near boards. Stopped and taken away by Ficus. Pass over leading Granitza, taken by Sosnitsa, who turns and sends it back to Mishalow. Mishalow rolls it up ahead now to Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic kicking it up midfield to Mike Garrett. Garrett is pushed on the play by Hall. He is fouled, and the Americans have the ball back. Midfield play, Stamenkovic is fouled. On the season, Chicago's best quarter is the fourth quarter. They have scored 46 goals in the fourth quarter as compared to only 40 in the third quarter this year. Defensively for the Americans, the fourth quarter is also their worst. They've given up 41 goals in the fourth quarter this year, so the Americans have to really hold tight this quarter. In the first minute of play in the fourth period, Kunovac takes the ball right away from Katsoukas at the Americans' red line. He bangs it off the near boards ahead for Garrett. He turns, gives it back to Kuno on the run. To Stamenkovic, back to Kuno. Kuno down the far side, shot off the boards. Nobody there for the rebound. Stan was in too deep. Granitza at midfield on the run for Chicago. Watched there quickly by Garrett. Gives it off to Ficus. Now to Katsoukas. Katsoukas near side. Shot and a save by Mishalow. That one had eyes for the lower left side of the net. Hall at midfield gives it back up to the red line, and Spalding. Spalding a drive off the boards and into the net off of Mishalow. It hit off the boards, left of the net, rebounded off the boards, off Mishalow, into the net, and Chicago is back on the board. There's a break in the action. The score, the Americans 5, Chicago 2.
Good to go to Derek Spalding. Assist Brett Hall, 106 for the fourth quarter.
of the goal, 106 Spalding from Hall, and it's 5-2. Chicago has the ball in midfield. Here they come on the run again. Katsoukas to Granitza in the slot shot, and a save by Mishalow, who took it right off the foot of Granitza, point blank. Out the midfield, the ball kicked down to Chicago end. Here's Stamenkovic in the box. Stamenkovic was ridden off the play beautifully by Hall, who really didn't get a piece of the ball, but just upset Stan's momentum enough. Here's Margetic to Glen, passing to Margetic, overleading him to the corner. Margetic had an open net. Margetic on the near boards, double teamed. The ball kicked by Granitza back to Mishalow.
The Americans getting into a bit of dangerous water right here, Tom, as a number of players are being caught upfield and not running back on defense. You start doing that, Chicago's going to be right back in the ball game. A 3-goal lead in the fourth quarter is not that big.
Again, we've said Chicago's best quarter is the fourth. The Americans' worst defensively is the fourth. Midfield play, ridden off of Ray Kunovac. It goes right to Bret Hall. Taken back by Carmignani, but taken back by Hall at his own red line. Knocked away by Kunovac, but it goes right to Mike Twellman. Twellman rolling past to the Memphis zone. Far boards to Greg Ryan. Ryan crossing into the near point, and Twellman. Twellman gives it to the top of the box, and Margetic knocked away from him out the midfield. Twellman to Ryan. Now it's controlled by Cho. Cho rolling pass down the far wing to Margetic. He's in the Memphis zone. Margetic pass to Ryan. Pass back to Cho. Broken up, but Cho has it back. Cho puts it off the boards. Allison knocks it for Bill Mishalow. And Mish picks it up and throws it out the midfield. For Stevie Long off the board. Stevie had to come off kind of funny. Had to take a header. Lays it for Carmignani. He kicks it high to the Chicago zone. Far boards for Holzenbein. Holzenbein fighting for it. It's taken by Long to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan in the far corner. Cho is on him. O'Sullivan turns, gives it off far point to Holzenbein. Holzenbein on the point, giving it off to Long. A shot broken up by Glen, who is right next to him. Out in front, Holzenbein, a shot. Oh, goal! The ball came off the boards, right to Barrett Holzenbein. He had an open net and puts the Americans back out in front by 4. There's a break in the action. The score, the Americans 6 and Chicago 2. The hat trick. Yep. Time of the goal, 3:23. Holzenbein gets the hat trick. As coming right back to action, Espinosa takes the ball away beautifully from Margetic out in front. Americans with the ball in their own zone. With it as Mishalow has to sidestep Rudy Glen and gets it up ahead to O'Sullivan. Bangs it off the far boards ahead for Long. Long in midfield, crossing pass near side for Carmignani. As the Americans have their 4-goal lead back. It is 6-2 with 11 minutes to go in the game. Midfield play, George Espinosa up to the red line and Long. Stevie still controls, but he was fouled as he got the ball. And the Americans have put it in play again. Carmignani will be the trigger man on the free kick as Espinosa appears to be hurt, limping a little bit, and it goes to the Americans bench, and taking his place is Allison. Carmignani putting in play to Steve Long. Long has it go off his leg. He battles for it with Cho, but it's knocked away by Ryan and taken at the red line by Glen. Glen off the far boards, passing for Margetic, kicked away by O'Sullivan all the way down to the Chicago end where Nogueira kicks it up ahead to Cho. Cho along the near boards, just pass deflected by Holzenbein high in the air, and it comes down to the Memphis end and back to Bill Mishalow. Mish rolls it up slowly to Steve Allison. He sends a line drive pass off the far boards for O'Sullivan, but it goes off the Americans bench across the way, and it'll go to Chicago. Big, big game for the Americans. They need this one to get some more confidence on this West Coast trip coming up, and also gain some ground in the Eastern Division. Chicago into the Memphis zone. Vossmeyer down the far boards, puts it off the boards. In on Mishalow, he makes the grab and turns and throws it up midfield for Carmignani. Tony kicks it high, cross field for Long. Stevie down on the near side, into the near corner, has one man back. Stevie goes down, and battling for the ball, Long and Margetic. Margetic comes away with it. Now Holzenbein and Long battling for it with Margetic, and Pato comes away, sidesteps Carmignani. He's on the run through the circle, passing it off to Castro. Along the red line, down to the far point, and Hall. Hall into the slot, shot, save Mishalow, and he controls the rebound. Fires it quickly out midfield for Long. Crossing along the red line to Holzenbein. Over the red line, Holzenbein to Long. Long shot broken up immediately by Castro. Taken out of midfield by O'Sullivan. He brings it back over the red line. He is tripped up. And O'Sullivan wants a piece of Margetic. O'Sullivan wants a piece of Margetic, and they're going to send them both. They're going to send them both. Looks like both Pato Margetic and Matt O'Sullivan are going to go for 2 minutes in the penalty box. There's a break in the action with the score. The American 6 and Chicago 2. We still have one more 30 to do.
Yeah. He was pretty quick with the card there. And Matt didn't even have a chance to touch him. That's good.
Yeah.
That's not a bad exchange.
No.
I think Matt would say that too.
Back at the Mid-South Coliseum, Frank Bonnell, the Americans trainer, checking over Matt O'Sullivan, who is okay, and he now heads to the penalty box, and that's rare for Matt to lose his temper like that. He rarely, he's one of the most even-tempered players out there, but he is now in the penalty box. Apparently, he's going to go for unsportsmanlike conduct, and I think Margetic's going to go for tripping, but we'll wait and see. Wait for the official announcement. Time of the penalties, 5:34, so both teams are down a player, but equal strength.
As we were just mentioning, Tom, that penalty hurts Chicago worse than it hurts us. We've got a number of defenders who are on the bench who are very good defenders, but how many Pato Margetics are there in the league? He can do some magic.
Kunovac puts the ball in play to Stamenkovic. It's off his body, knocked away in on Nogueira. He makes the grab and rolls it up ahead to Mike Twelman. Margetic goes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Also, 2-minute penalty against Matt O'Sullivan for unsportsmanlike.
And he also gets a yellow card. And Matt also does go officially for unsportsmanlike conduct. 9:16 to go, 10 seconds gone on the penalties. The Americans have put it in play as the ball went over the glass. Back in their own zone as Espinoza gives the Mishalow. Mish picks it up, throws it out midfield for Kunovac, but it's headed by Mike Twelman. Up ahead to the Memphis red line to Granitza. Back to Charlie Ficus. Ficus passing off near boards of Vosmeyer. Vosmeyer to the top of the box and Ficus. Ficus to Granitza. Shot broken up by Sosnitsa. Loose ball far board. Sosnitsa clears it out to midfield, but right to Twelman. Up to Vosmeyer. Brings it back to the Memphis zone. Into the slot to Ficus. Shot save. Waist high by Mishalow. He throws it out midfield on the run. Stamenkovic. Stamenkovic down the far boards. In the far corner. Twelman is on his back. Leads for Kunovac, and it's taken away by Ficus on a good defensive move. 8:35 to go in the game. 1:08 to go on the double penalties. And who's going to go? George Espinoza is going to go for holding, as he put Vosmeyer down. So now the Americans will be down a player, as the time of the penalty is 6:26. George Espinoza goes for holding, so the Sting will have the man advantage for the next 2 minutes. Even when O'Sullivan and Margetic come out of the penalty box, there will still be a man advantage for Chicago. This is the second man advantage for Chicago, as O'Sullivan went at the tail end of the second quarter. Chicago in the Memphis zone. Vosmeyer crossing to the slot, and Ficus now to the far wing, and Granitza. Here's Ficus, a drive, broken up by Long, rebound out the midfield, and Ficus beats Stevie to the ball. Lot more room to run out there right now. 3 players are in the penalty box. Ficus back to the slot for Chicago, gives it off near wing to Vosmeyer, crossing to Granitza, shot, and a goal. A severe angle goal from the far corner for Karl Heinz Granitza. From the far corner, he caught it inside the near post, and Chicago pulls within 3. There's a break in the action with the score, the Americans 6 and Chicago 2. "6-3, dummy."
Credit the Chicago goal to Karl Heinz Granitza from Bob Vosmeyer.
Wait a minute.
Correction on the penalty against Margetic. 2 minutes for ungentlemanly.
How are they putting Espinosa? Officially, the time of the goal, 6:55, as Granitza cuts the Americans' lead to 6-3.
And it's time now for another lucky number giveaway.
And right now, they're explaining something. Marty Temple's explaining something to Willie Roy. For some reason, Matt O'Sullivan comes out of the penalty box.
We got a case of Coca-Cola for you. If you have
That doesn't make any sense. It should be Espinosa who comes out of the penalty box because it was he who caused the man advantage for Chicago. It was the penalty against him. O'Sullivan and Margetic went at the same time. They should serve their penalties together because now you're penalizing the Americans.
That's right.
Now you're saying Espinosa has another minute 17 to serve after Margetic comes out after 39 seconds. So you're giving Chicago 40 seconds of man advantage. Now what are they doing? They're checking something out on the scoreboards. That's not right. Not right at all.
19 in your program.
It should be Espinosa that comes out. Because again, it was his penalty that created the man advantage for Chicago. They scored the goal. A man comes out of the penalty box. So now, realistically, it should be O'Sullivan and Margetic 39 seconds each. And once they come out, both teams are at full and equal strength. But once 39 seconds goes by, Margetic will come out. Espinosa will still be in, causing a man advantage, and that's not right. Unless they're going to say Espinosa comes out at 39 seconds. That's what they're going to do. Okay. But they finally changed it. They're finally winding down the clock so that Espinosa will have 39 seconds. I thought that something was not...
kosher.
You got it. Something was not right. But still, of course, now the rules here are slightly different from what they are in hockey, which also has, you know, penalties and the sort. In the sport of hockey, it would be the player that caused the man advantage that would go out. But just as long as no extra man advantage is caused for Chicago is all really I was worried about. So now Espinosa will have 39 seconds left, as does Margetic. Both teams still short a player. That makes it about as clear as mud, huh?
Everybody understands that right now.
Oh, sure, yeah. But essentially both players are now short a player. So again, the goal was by Granitza at 6:55. That puts us where we are right now with the Americans leading by 3. 6-3, 8 minutes to go as the clock is moving. We're back to action. Sosnica, the Chicago zone. Rebound pass off the boards. Gets it right back. Gives it back just outside the red line to Kuno. To Stamenkovic in the box. Stamenkovic in the box, trying to get a shot away. Lost the handle. Ball is loose. Chicago controls. Ryan has it. Now to Ficus. Up it goes now to Bob Vossmeyer. Chicago is still within striking range for this high team. Here's a handball on Ryan as the ball comes all the way down from midfield. Touched by Ryan with his hand. Granitza is furious at Vossmeyer for that pass, apparently, as he was just hollering at him.
As we said before, in Granitza's book, it should be to Granitza. The pass should always be to Granitza and to nobody else, and he's upset right now.
Americans have the ball taken away. Ryan kicks it up over the glass on the near side. It will be the Americans' ball. As now Margetic is out. Espinosa should be out too.
Well, they've got on the board now. They have George for a minute left.
Wait a minute. That's not right. I mean, I'm not saying I know the rules better than the referees do down there, but there's no way the Americans should be down a player for 1 minute. But that's what's going to be. No, the Americans are down a player. Stevie Long with the ball in the Chicago end, leading for Allison. Allison into the far corner. And a foul is on Stevie, and the Chicago gets the ball back. How in the heck would we be down a player when Chicago scored with a man advantage? And now Chicago has a man advantage again. I can't figure that out. 7:08 to go. I'm sure I'll have it explained to me, and it still won't be clear to me. Granitza to the near side Ficus. Back to Granitza. Back it goes out to midfield. Stevie Long kicks it high in the air. It goes into the crowd on the near side. Who's going to get it? Chicago says it's theirs, and the Americans say it's theirs. It's Americans' ball.
A lot of confusion right now at the referees. I think they're losing a bit of control of this game due to the confusion over those penalties.
6:58 to go. Long downfield kick by the Americans. Chicago has it right back. Here they come. They got the man advantage now for 17 more seconds. They got about a minute's worth of man advantage they never should have gotten. On the far side, long drive and a save by Mishalow on the drive by Ricardo Alonso. Vossmeyer back to Alonso, far point. He gets by O'Sullivan, drive off the boards into the box, cleared away by Rudroff. The penalty to Espinoza is over. The Americans escape the man advantage opportunity for Chicago that never should have happened. And now they're claiming the Americans will get the ball because Vossmeyer picked the ball up with his hands that was sent back to him by his own player from outside the Chicago red line. We're getting into all sorts of weird rules all of a sudden, aren't we? They put it in play. Rudroff a drive and a save by Nogueira. 6:24 to go. Play out to midfield. Charlie Ficus to Granitza. Goes by him to the far corner. Espinoza has it and gets it back to Mishalow. He rolls it up ahead to Rudroff. Come on, Americans, let's make a move. Memphis out to midfield. Rudroff crossing far side to Garrett, who just comes off the bench. Garrett to Sosnitsa. Sosnitsa back to Garrett behind him, just outside the red line. Puts it in for Stamenkovic, knocked away from behind him, and Chicago has it. Granitza on the run, lays for Vossmeyer. He overran the ball, and Allison takes it back. Long downfield for Stamenkovic. He is held from behind. They're calling stand for dangerous play.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. They don't give him a right to play the ball.
Back out to midfield with it is Katsoukas. Katsoukas to the Memphis zone, down the near boards, Rudy Glen. Glen to the near corner. Glen sending it back out near point to Cho. Back to Glen. He comes back out to midfield. With it is Margetic. Margetic leading to Glen. Glen in the near corner. Can't get a shot away. Taken away by Allison. The ball comes bouncing into the net, and it goes in by Bill Mishalow. A goal. It looked like we had control. Suddenly the ball goes bouncing so slowly by Mishalow into the net, and Chicago is within 2 goals. This is bizarre.
That's a hard goal to understand. It looked like Tasso Katsoukas hit over top of the ball, which just bounced it back up in the air. Everybody lost sight of it, including Mishalow. And Horst Bertel wants a timeout, and he's right. He's got to get his troops back together. He's got to sit down, figure out what the problem is right now. And the problem is we're not running with them. We settled back on a 3-goal lead, and we're letting Chicago play.
5:24 left to go. The Americans call a timeout. I did not hear who got credit with the goal.
I think it's Tasso Katsoukas.
Okay. Again, the ball was in the near corner. It looked like the Americans had it easily, and the next thing we know, it goes bouncing by Mishalow into the net, and Chicago has a goal, and they're within 2 at 6-4. But, you know, I'm definitely going to check it out. I probably won't be able to get to talk with either the 2 officials, Don Winchink or Marty Templin, but I will talk with Don DeWeese. I still can't figure out how Chicago gets a man advantage goal and then gets another minute of man advantage after all that penalty.
I'm sure there's going to be some discussion on Horst Bertel's part and the Americans on why that situation arose and how come we were stuck for so long with a man down situation. But for the team at this point, they've got to worry about the last 5 minutes and 24 seconds and get back on the road again.
Exactly. The Americans, after their own timeout, put the ball in play after the goal. They lead by 2, but the lead is shrinking. Ball taken away from Stamenkovic at midfield by Rudy Glen, and looks like Chicago's got momentum right now. Up it goes to Glen. Glen over the red line. Long drive broken up by Kuno. It bounces in the air, goes right to Glen. Glen, a volley shot up over the glass atop the net into the crowd, and the Americans will have a goal kick. 5:05 left to go. Listening to Memphis American Soccer on your radio, home of the Americans all season long, WREC in Memphis. Midfield play. Kunovac double team. Push down. Foul against Cho, and the Americans get it back. The crowd now getting a little more into the game, too. They put the ball in place. Stamenkovic double team. He has the ball. Stamenkovic a shot off the crossbar. He had everybody beat, and he put it off the crossbar. As he miraculously escaped the double team, got a shot away, and missed it. In the Memphis zone, it's Katsoukas to Cho in the far corner. Cho, top of the box, turn around, Ficus near side, missing wide is Katsoukas, and missing the tip-in was Cho, coming in from the far side. 4.5 minutes to go. Mike Garrett at the center circle. Leaves now for Steve Allison inside his own red line. Now gives it up ahead to the Chicago red line. Stamenkovic pushed from behind by Bret Hall, and they call a common foul.
Stan doing a little acting there, trying to get 2 minutes out of it, get us the advantage, but the referees, I think, have seen that play before.
Especially from Stan. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in regulation. The Americans holding on to a 2-goal lead. Mike Garrett puts it in play to Stamenkovic in the far corner, Chicago zone. Stamenkovic, double team, gets himself free, lets a heel pass, nobody there. Taken away by Bret Hall, but it goes right back to Stamenkovic, top of the box. Stan's first shot blocked, has it back. Stan near side of the box. Stan, triple team, ridden off the play. Rudy Glen has the ball for Chicago out to midfield. Gives it off now to Katsoukas. 3:55 to go. Long pass for Glen, under leading him. It goes to Mishalow. He takes it back into the net, and is pushed from behind, and nothing is called. Mishalow rolls it out to midfield. Ray Kunovac giving to Mike Garrett, top of the slot. Garrett trying to get by Cho. Garrett, feet past Kunovac, a shot and a save by Nogueira, who was right there in proper position for the ball. 3.5 minutes to go. Midfield, it's Katsoukas. Over the red line, into the slot to Margetic, back to Katsoukas, knocked away by Granitza, kicked high in the air off of Vossmeyer behind the net, and it'll be a goal kick for Billy Mishalow.
Stan doing a good job of eating up the clock as he has all game. That last bit of dribbling in front of the net, he had 2, 3, almost 4 players on him most of the time, and he ate up a good deal of time. Unfortunately, both his heel passes and his shots were just a bit off, preventing the Americans from increasing their lead, but he has to be careful about that. The last game against Wichita, he did a great job of holding the ball at the right time and releasing at the right time. He's got to get back into that.
Ball kicked down into the Chicago zone, kicked away from Stevie Long by Victor Nogueira. It's in the near corner, and Vossmeyer sends it back to his goalkeeper. 3:10 to go. On the run along the near boards, Vossmeyer into the Memphis zone. One touch back from Granitza, knocked away by Karl, and a great defensive play. Midfield, Stevie Long lost it, but it goes right to Tony Carbagnani. Carbagnani leaving it now for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan pushed from behind by Granitza, tripped up, fouled, and the Americans get the ball. Stevie Long putting it to the center circle, but only person there is Vossmeyer. Gives it off to the Memphis zone near point and Ryan. Ryan crossing it far side, off the boards for Mike Twellman. It goes right back to Ryan as they're right next to each other. Ryan goes to the corner, ridden off the play by O'Sullivan. He can't clear. Along the boards, Carbagnani has it. Carbagnani trying to get it out to midfield. The whistle blows. Tony is fouled. And Memphis will have the ball on a free kick. 2:31 to go. It's a nail-biter at the Coliseum. The Americans lead by 2, 6-4. Tony Carbagnani has a couple of words for Don Winchink. Let him have some of his best Argentinian, or Spanish, I should say. 2:27 to go. Carbagnani leading a Steve Long. Long down the far side, a shot and a save by Nogueira. Looked like Stevie might have got it with his arm and got away with a handball.
I was going to say, that looked very close to a handball.
In the Chicago zone, Granitza has it kicked away from him. Mishalow comes out, kicks it along the far boards, but up into the crowd. And Chicago will have it back at midfield on the far boards. Clock stop with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in regulation. The Americans leading Chicago 6-4. The Americans going for their 11th win of the year against 14 losses.
Looking to see if there's anybody on Chicago's bench getting ready to put on the goalkeeper's jersey for the last minute, but it doesn't look like anybody's moving.
With the ball at midfield, Chicago. Rudy Glen near boards. He advances now to the Memphis zone off the body of Holzenbein. Back out to midfield to Cho. Puts it to the Memphis zone off the far boards, overleading Margetic. Taking it as O'Sullivan, giving it off to Carbagnani. He collides with a player coming off the bench. Nothing is called. Ball to Margetic. Margetic top of the box. It's knocked away by Holzenbein, but kept in the zone by Cho. Cho passing to the far point and Hall. Hall, top of the box, Margetic to Cho. Header by Margetic off the glass atop the crossbar, off the rebound pass. Ball kicked out to midfield, 1:32 to go. Chicago has it. Hall to the Memphis zone. Hall passing near wing to Katsoukas. Into the box, shot off the boards right on the net. And O'Sullivan gets it up ahead to Carbagnani. And Matt tries to clear the zone, he does so. O'Sullivan with some good persistence, kicking it all the way down to the Chicago zone, up off the top of the glass, and it skids up into the crowd. And Chicago gets the ball back. They call a timeout with 1 minute and 16 seconds left to play. The Americans leading it by the score of 6-4, as Chicago has outscored the Americans 3-1 in this fourth quarter.
Margetic with a beautiful opportunity right there for a goal. Just was not able to get enough above the ball to be able to head it down to the line and knocked it off the top of the glass. Very fortunate for the Americans right then. But the Americans doing a good job of trying to run Chicago. Chicago been fortunate in stringing together not good passes, but some sloppy passes off the bodies of the Americans. This last minute and 16, well, then we're going to have Charlie Ficus in the goal for the last minute and 16.
Yeah, looks like maybe the Americans can give Chicago a dose of its own medicine. Remember, it was with about 3 minutes to go up in Chicago that the Americans pulled Bill Mishalow. They were trailing 4-3, and Chicago scored 4 goals in a span of 1 minute and 12 seconds, an MISL record. Well, now there's 1:16 left to go. Chicago pulls goalkeeper Victor Nogueira in favor of Charlie Ficus. He wears the different color jersey, so he can touch the ball with his hands inside the penalty area in front of his own net. But when he goes outside that penalty area, he is just like another forward. That is what he's out there to be, the 6th attacker. They try to gain a man advantage with it. Chicago has it. Ficus leading to the Memphis zone. Ryan down the far boards. Into the corner it goes. From Margetic to Ryan. Shot off the boards. A heel shot right through the open net by Granitza. Here's Hall's shot and a save by Mishalow after he juggled it. 58 seconds ago. Steve Allison in his own zone. Kicks it along the near board for Stevie Long. To Kunovac, that is. To Garrett. Garrett coming in. Garrett fakes the shot. Waits up. Gives it off to Stamenkovic. It's knocked away from him by Ryan. Mike should have taken the shot.
Very unselfish there. He was looking to kill the clock.
40 seconds to go. Kunovac off the boards out in front. Ficus clears it away from out in front of his own net. Out to midfield to Margetic. He gets by Granitza. Margetic 2-on-1 to Granitza. Granitza in the slot, a shot and a goal. A 2-on-1 break. Granitza and Margetic. It is Granitza that scores to make it 6-5. 28 seconds left to go. Chicago with 4 goals in the 4th quarter have pulled within 1. But maybe time will run out. So in this case, the 6th attacker works for Chicago. They leave Ficus in. The Americans still have that 1-goal lead. Oh, that big goal in this quarter by Holzenbein really looms big right now. That's the difference in the game. Mike Garrett sidestepping a player. Mike over the red line. He is tripped up by Bret Hall as Garrett goes flying. Kunovac asking for a 2-minute penalty.
Nice bit of dribbling right there by Mike Garrett, and Bret Hall doing the only thing he could do, and that was get a foot on Mike and bringing him down. But
I mean, it was a body tackle.
That was a 2-minute penalty if ever there was one.
18 seconds left to go. The Americans will have the ball. Holzenbein will take the free kick. It's taken away, but taken right back by Granitza. He is tripped up by Margetic. And the Americans get the ball back with 15 seconds left to go.
Chicago trying to average a penalty a minute now.
Kunovac puts it in play to Garrett. He's just inside the red line. Far boards. He gets by Katsoukas. Garrett with the ball still in the corner with 8 seconds left. Garrett losing it to Katsoukas. He puts Katsoukas down, and the foul is on Garrett. Chicago has the ball, but time has just about run out. Only 5 seconds remain. Margetic, wait a minute. They whistle the ball. They put in play again.
He didn't let the ball stop.
5 seconds still left to go. The Sting will put it in play from deep in their own zone. Ficus will put the ball in play with a long kick. The clock is running. Headed at midfield. Hall has it with 2 seconds. One long kick by Hall. It's all over, and the Americans win it. The Americans hold on to beat the Chicago Sting. The final score, the Americans 6, Chicago 5. Back with a recap after this.